What indeed is going on? Let's step back and look at the global financial crisis. How did we get here? Didn't we see this coming? When will it end? Let's look quickly at some key events that created this inevitable situation. Meantime, don't forget, God is in control and has allowed these events. They haven't surprised him. And as with each experience, let's ensure we learn from this credit crisis. That's what it is, a credit crisis which has been looming for years. In my fall 2003 quarterly letter, I wrote, and I quote, according to the September 2003 Australian Financial Review, Australians went on an unprecedented borrowing binge in the quarter ended June 2003. Total household debt at 34% higher than 2 years ago is at record levels. In the UK, a Bank of England report in September 2003 said household debt can be expected to keep rising for the next 5 to 10 years. And in Canada, household debt reached an historic high in the second quarter of 2003. Continuing, I wrote, the bad news is central banks in these countries continue to use low interest rates to entice customers to increase borrowing to help stimulate sluggish economies. End quote. In these economies, consumers showed insatiable appetites to spend and plunged deep in debt. Housing prices soared, cheap, seductive credit proliferated, and consumers bought stuff they couldn't afford and often didn't need. Meanwhile, without much publicity, a few significant game-changing events happened. During this rapid growth period, traditional banks wouldn't offer mortgages to folks with poor credit. A wise decision. But non-regulated financial institutions saw this as an opportunity, a void they could fill. And so they designed and sold mortgages to folks with bad credit who couldn't afford traditional mortgages, charging them high interest rates to offset the huge risk. Later, rapid growth and high potential returns enticed some traditional lending institutions to jump in this market segment. And voila, the subprime mortgage market was born in the USA. But it didn't stop there. Lenders sanitized and packaged those bad mortgages and sold them worldwide as investment-grade instruments. Some companies even insured them without providing in their books adequate reserves to cover likely defaults. Executive managements, board of directors, and auditors abdicated their responsibilities. And because of earlier deregulation of the financial industry, there was no official government oversight. Friends, God alone knows the solution. Only He can help us. Let us keep our eyes on Him. Next time, we'll discuss the effects of consumerism on this difficult credit crisis.